Hello and welcome to the Treasured Page. I'm Melanie and this is our autumn swap. I'm here with my lovely journals that I've been making over the last 6 months. This was my spring project, 3 months worth of collecting and squirreling away lots of little bits, making some fun ephemera, really enjoying the pages, settling in and having a wonderful time making this treasured journal that I will keep forever. And here I even bound in a second signature with writing space so that I can use this at a future date when I need a journal and I like to sit quietly and write some thoughts. And this is a lovely way to put anything that you might have been sent, some little charms, just have them dangling off of the strings in the middle. So that was that wonderful project. Really pleased with this journal. And this is one way of how you can put together your projects as you receive them and all the scraps and things that you're being given. You can make your own treasured pages and bind them together in a journal over the next 3 months. This one was a hard cover and you can see here we've got a box hinge. Now you have just been doing that with your wonderful scrap trays. So if you're new to junk journaling but you managed to put together a treasured scrap tray, you created 4 box hinges and you would only need 2 to create a hard covered journal. So you have learnt a skill there whether you knew it or not. Well done to everybody who wasn't sure about collage, that those of you that haven't done it before. I think the pictures here speak for themselves as we can have a look at the amazing makes that you've all put together. Really wonderful. Some of the ideas here are so inspiring and I really enjoyed looking at how you have managed to put the corners together with some really intuitive and intricate ideas. Just lovely. It's been an inspiration to have a look at all the photographs coming through on the Facebook page. So well done everybody for your beautifully clear photographs. We can really understand the projects as they are all in one photograph and we can zoom in and have a look. Particularly well done for those of you who chose natural lighting and really brightened up the piece. We can see that here. Apologies if anybody's tray is not being shown here. I have used the photographs that I could for the video. Okay guys, so thank you so much for all of them. They are absolutely stunning and this is why I'm asking you to keep the photographs separate from the other things that you might be sent. So any extras can go in separate photographs, but I want one main photograph of the project that you have been made, and then I'll be able to put them into future videos and showcase them and celebrate the group and the community that we have growing here for the Treasured Page. It's just been fantastic. And well done everybody for getting your swaps out on time. It's been a really great start, and if you are still sitting on a project and desperately trying to get to a post office, keep in touch, let your swap partner know that they will be receiving theirs this week, and get that out by the end of the week definitely. Okay, just another word on mailing. We have got a deadline for October which is going to be the 31st. So the 31st of October is when you need to stop crafting and get it out the door. Alright, so if you want to do that before that deadline, that would be amazing, particularly if you're going to be working within the nature inspired theme of the autumn and fall for our overall theme, particularly if you're going to be giving a nod to anything at the end of the month and this particular holiday. Check with your swap partner, check whether they like that sort of thing, and if they do, make sure that you get your project out to them before the 31st of October so that they can enjoy that with their journaling and have some fun with it. And as we're changing seasons, we may want to think about waterproofing our parcels and just checking for weather and all the things that could damage our parcels. So make sure we've got nice sturdy packaging, that we are protecting any of our projects from the elements and really securing them in the parcels well. So this here is a lovely freebie that I've put out on the Ko-fi shop. You can go and download this sheet for free and that will give you a nice parcel label, just makes things easier. You can even have them pre-written out with your swap partner and then you can put that on your parcel, all good to go for this month. And if you would like to download the mailing labels, that gives you 9 great big large ones and 11 smaller ones and 11 of the sender ones. They're just great to chop them up, have them all ready, then you can put them on your parcels. You can also decorate up envelopes as well, so if you want those, they're free for the members, and then just a very small donation to anybody else, which helps me with my administration costs here and putting on this swap for everybody. So just check your parcels before you send them off, make sure that they are protected, that they're labelled up correctly, and that they have the correct mailing cost on them so that you have paid the correct shipping costs. All right, so just double check that if you're not sure. Maybe weigh it, maybe measure it and check it off against the website just to make sure that you've got the right postage on there for a small parcel or hopefully a large letter. Okay, for October there are 3 mini challenges. We are going to be turning things upside down quite literally. With our first challenge, we're going to be making a tag, an upside down tag. So this is the basic construction. This is completely plain, free of embellishment, but you will be decorating yours. So an upside down tag, as it sounds, has a bottom loading insert, so it's upside down, whereas possibly that would make more sense. But we are going loop the loop because it is October and we're turning things upside down, and down here we can decorate all of these things. So you've got your insert, you've got the top of the tag, you've got the back of the tag. You can decide how you want to decorate this basic idea. I've made this out of a file folder, so mine is currently joined at the top, but really it's 2 pieces of paper. One is cut a little bit shorter with a thumb hole, and then you can glue or sew down the sides to create your pocket for your slider, so that will slide in. And where I've got this embellished piece here, that is just the circle joining in with a hole. So this is the basic construction idea. You don't have to have a tag shape. In fact, it would be fun if you could think of something outside of the box and maybe do a tag with a downward insert element, but have a completely different shape. You could make this into anything that you want. You could have a nice scene on there, fitting in with your nature inspired theme. You could think along the lines of what's down at the bottom of the garden. You could have something where you're on top of the mountain with all the alpine flowers. You could think about natural history museum. Maybe you want to think about specimen cards or herbariums, woodland creatures. You could have falling leaves. You could use fabric that's decorated in a theme of autumn and fall. You could think about the seashore. You could think about all the different aspects of nature, nature inspired, and throw it at this tag. And then what it needs is a downward element to come out. So it's an upside down tag is your first thing, and then you can decide whether you want something on the top or not, but that is your upside down tag. I'll show you one which is not upside down. So this is a project that was sent to me from the wonderful Linda McDonald, who lives in America, and she sent this to me in 2020 and it's still very much treasured today, so I do love it. So it's a lovely, beautiful journaling card, too beautiful to write on in my opinion. So here she's done the added extra of adding a window, and then as you pull this out, you've got the different scenes or the different views, and it's just lovely because it says forever friends, and it was wonderful because it was them through the ages, and it's just really sweet idea. So I love that so much, and I thought that we could have a little idea of doing this, only it would be upside down. So ours is going to be upside down, and it has to fit with our journals, so it needs to be smaller than the dimensions of our signatures. Now our tags need to fit in with our signatures, so you need to have a look at the size of your tag and make sure that it is going to fit in the project perfectly. So this is 9 centimeters, 3.5 inches across. That would be perfect. That would come and look really nice in anybody's journal, and also it can tuck in places. So that's the basic shape. Possibly stick to that width in whatever you end up doing, and then just make sure that you've decorated everywhere. And you need to decorate the inside as well. This could be journaling space on the back, or it could be something that comes and is stuck down, and then you just have the ability to slide out the panel below. If you're feeling brave, you can have a go at putting in a window, and then maybe you could have a go at a slider if you want to, but you don't have to. Once you've created your tag, you then need to find an envelope to fit it or create one. Now what we're going to be looking at is some junk mail, because these have got windows in it. So if you don't fancy putting a window there, you could maybe pick an envelope with a window here, but on one of the two projects have a go at something with a window so that you can see through to your tag inside. So we're looking for an altered envelope so that you can insert your tag, just have somewhere for the tag to be. So we've got our tag, so we've got the altered envelope with a hinge piece that would be able to attach it to a page one way or another, whether that wraps around the page or whether that sticks down on a page to create a flip. We want to have that as a side loading pouch, and your tag needs to fit inside it. So look to your junk mail envelopes and see how you can cut them down and adapt that so that your tag will fit inside. You could use junk mail flyers to create this and then decorate them up with something pretty on the outside. So we've got an upside down tag and a pouch. Now, if you're wanting an extra challenge, we need to look at a window in the tag, and here we're looking at Franken-paper. So we want to have a pouch with a hinge, and then we're going to be making an oversized journaling card in an odd shape. So we're going upside down, we're going to look at Franken-paper, and we're going to be going odd with our odd shape. Now when we're thinking about Franken-paper, this is a nice little example here of where I extended an envelope to be the size that I wanted it, because we are going to need nice long ones to fit in with our signatures. Now here I ripped this envelope in half, I opened it up and I glued in some transparent tracing paper, and here you can see that all I did is just glue it down into the two parts. So we're going to have a look at that on my video. So this is an example of Franken-paper where we've got 1, 2, 3 papers connecting to make one sheet, and on this example the middle piece is transparent so we can see through to what's inside. So this is an alternative way to make a window within an envelope. If you wanted to make your own envelope, you can put in a transparent paper and create a window like that, or alternatively you can use a window envelope and alter an existing junk mail envelope. So here we've got a transparency. It's really fun to see the window and peep through to something on the other side. It's just a bit of interaction for any journal, and it's also quite nice to have odd shapes as well within the journal, which brings me on to the third challenge, which is going to be a odd shape journaling card. So we're doing an upside down tag, we're doing a Franken-paper pouch, and then the third challenge is to make a journaling card that's large and an odd shape, and it can then be stuck down in the journal. So on this one I've got a lovely big shell, so you may be able to find an image that you like, cut it out, back it, and then that would be an odd shaped journaling card, and that could fit your theme, whether it's a giant toadstool or a pumpkin or a woodland creature or a fairy. It needs to be a large oversized journaling card that could come and live in the journal and be something similar to this, and so when you turn it over there's maybe something of interest on the back, or it's writing space. So we're looking for one odd shape journaling card. We're looking for an envelope pouch that can connect on, so it needs to have some connecting part, and then you can put in your tag there. If it's got a see-through transparency portion to it, brilliant, and if not, then you could use a window that already exists in one of our junk journal envelopes, and then you want your upside down tag. So there we go. You can think about the season. If you want to do woodland, that would be great. Maybe you're inspired by the natural history and you like the idea of specimens. You could have windows there, and you could have beetles and bugs and creepies. That would be really fun if you wanted to do something along those lines. So have a really good think. You can make it as simple or as complicated as you like. I've got something similar here. This is just created out of scraps, but it was a window cardstock envelope, so you can see there, that's how that looks if you put a picture behind it. And then you create the little openings so that you can put your things in there. But on this occasion we're putting in the tag, so the tag can go in there like that. So that's what we're making, a tag and a place to put it. We're bringing in a nature inspired theme, so we've got somewhere for our tag. And then we want an odd shape oversized journaling card, which is just a bit of fun. So this is another example of a pouch. It's been made out of packaging paper. We'd have to make this smaller to make sure that it could be hinged in the journal and still fit without hanging out the sides of our signature. But it's got a nature inspired image on it, and then there is the little pocket or the pouch, little bit in there, and then that's where you would have your tag. So that's that idea. Really fun. Doesn't need to be complicated. You could just get some really nice book images and decorate them up any way you like. And this is another idea of a top loading one with a window in there, which is just baking sheet, cookie sheet. And this one has got a little journaling card in there, an ACT as it happens. So that was that idea, but that hinge is on there, so I've just sewn it on. So just make sure there's a little extension bit that can wrap around a page, be sewn on, stuck on. That's the idea. So it could be top loading. So there's some ideas of what I've already done on the channel. If you're looking for these videos, everything was videoed. You can look for the Defemorember 2022. So this is the Marianne North Journal. Have a look on the playlist. It was a Defemorember project, and all the videos are there for all of the things that I've shown you today. And more recently for the Junk Journal July, there was another odd shaped one that was hinged in that I sewed in. So that was just an extra piece that was tipped in, added in, but it was an interesting shape. So you could have one that looks like a toadstool. And that could be your odd shaped journaling card that you could add in. So we want to think outside the box. You can alter the shape. You don't have to stick to the traditional tag shape, but the idea that you have something sliding in from the bottom and decorated is really fun. I'm going to leave that one blank for you to come up with your own ideas. And then we are looking to have the pouch to house it all decorated up. If you want a window, you can have one. If you don't have to. And an odd shaped journaling card, one that can come and live in the journal. Make sure that it fits, and if it overhangs ever so slightly, make sure it's got something interesting on the other side or something that hangs off. So it could even be a page tab. So there is that idea. So there's 3 things to play with, 3 ideas to come up with some decoration for. And there we go. So you could have this pouch. It could even have dividers in there if you want. You could use this as the envelope that you store some scraps that you're going to send, some extra little scraps to help your swap partner. And then you could have that on the top and then that on the top. Tie it all up with string, and it's a nice little bundle. So that's what we're making, 3 fun challenges and sending it as one piece off to your swap partner by the 31st of the month. So you can put it all together as a nice little set. Really thin, shouldn't cost a lot to send it. Make sure you've got the right shipping amount and package it up so that it's nice and protected, and post it before the 31st of October. Okay, so there we go. I shall be tackling mine and putting up a video very shortly, so do have a look at the treasured page. I'll give the link here when that is up and available. And above everything else, guys, just slow down and make crafting time for you. Bye bye now.